Welcome, Rangers. Pokemon Ranger Nick here, and I am so glad that you made it back to this channel, and I hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a nice hard left into the Galar region from Kanto. And so with that being said, these are the most recent games, that being Sword and Shield, and the most recent region that we have fresh in our minds. So we're going to be going over those new Pokemon instead of the older ones. Those will return as soon as I get done with all of Galar. And in today's topic, we're going to be talking about the electric type Galar Pokemon. And my top three favorite of that typing of the newer Pokemon. And so, like I've said before, this is a list of my favorites. And if you have any differing opinion, tell me down in the comments below. But otherwise, let's get down to business and take a look at these shocking specimens in Galar. And at number three, we have Pincursion. So finally, we have a sea urchin Pokemon. And I'm really glad that Game Freak went with a electric typing instead of a poison typing to make it a little less obvious. And it also makes quite a bit of sense considering that it is surrounded by a lot of water type Pokemon and also as well as ice types, but that's just because the route is right by Sturchester. Since we're talking about Pincursion, let's talk about that nice little wordplay that we have going on there. Is every time you say Pincursion, I always have to enunciate it because I feel like I'm going to say pincushion instead, and I just find it so hilarious, and it brings a smile to my face when I say it. And even in French, it literally means what spike, being that what the peak, which if you split it up, it's watt and peak, which means spike. So it's literally a watt spike or electric spike. Let's put it more simply since it's an electric type. And just like its real life counterpart, it uses those electric currents to actually attack its predators to protect itself so it can survive. And also, again, makes sense since it's surrounded by water type Pokemon so that it can use that to its advantage. And also, I actually used one on an all-electric type team that I used in my Pokemon Shield since I started doing mono type runs in these games, and went out of my way to get my Pincursion, and it did fantastic. I know it's not the fastest. It's actually the slowest of all electric types to this date, with a base speed stat of 15. And that also brings up another point that sea urchins in real life are not the fastest animal ever. They move very, very infrequently, and I just love that this is based on an actual animal, and I couldn't, yeah. Number two, we have Dracozolt. So this mishmash of a fossil Pokemon is just hilarious to look at, and it is actually my favorite of the four fossils. I love that it's a nice little bird body attached to a big old dragon tail, and it's funny to look at. I actually enjoyed using it in my first run through of Pokemon Sword, and then I also used one in my mono electric type run in Shield. It is a very enjoyable Pokemon to look at. I love its typing, Electric Dragon, and it. And can we talk about Bolt Beak and how just strong that attack is for this Pokemon? It's insane. And its base stat total isn't too bad to look at either, with its highest base stat being its attack at 100, and its lowest is actually its special defense at 70. And it also has a nice large move pool to choose from as far as looking at TMs and TRs go, and I find it pretty useful as a straight out full force attack Pokemon. I really, like I said, I really enjoyed using it in my run throughs. They're pretty stupidly good in battle. And its origins are pretty funny too, and I personally didn't know this until I played the games and researched for this video that scientists used to put dinosaur bones all willy-nilly together and display them in a museum and call it a Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever dinosaur they were displaying as at a museum. And I love that it beautifully translates into these 4 fossils. And also, did you know that they're all in the undiscovered A group? They can't breed at all. So the only viable way you can get any of the Galar fossils is by going to Carolus and reviving them that way. And that comes into play with how different species get mashed together, and sometimes you get that infertility aspect of it, and it also beautifully translates into that as well. And its origins are fantastic, aren't they? And before we get to that number 1 spot, I just want to take a moment to give some honorable mentions to Boltund and Arctozolt. They are also really fantastic electric types. I use them both as well in my all electric type run, and I enjoy their design. I love them for what they are. This list was pretty difficult to put together considering there were only 8 new electric types introduced in Generation 8. But I wanted to keep these lists concise enough that it's digestible for you guys. And so it's also a little bit easier on me so that I can focus on just 3 Pokemon at a time instead of 5 or 10 or however many of one type there are. And that also brings up that some types have more than others, so it's pretty disproportionate in that respect as well. I had fun putting this list together, and I really think you'll enjoy our number 1 contender here on my list. So let's go meet him. And at number 1, we have Toxtricity. So this split nature lizard is so freaking cool. I love that it's based on its nature, and whatever its nature is depends on what form you get. So you can either have this blue and purple low-key form or this spastic looking yellow-purple amped form. And if I had to choose, and mind you, there's not really a difference other than color scheme and in its later attack that it learns, I would choose the low-key form. But that's only because it looks so smug, it looks cool, and it knows it's cool, and I love that in a Pokemon. And fun story, I didn't actually know there was another form to Toxtricity until an NPC trainer on Route 9 sent out his Toxtricity, which was the amped form. So I only ever thought that there was the low-key form, but still fantastic looking Pokemon. Sure, it has a 4 times ground weakness, but who cares when you're a Toxtricity? You're a rock star, man. And there you have it, Rangers. My top 3 favorite Galar electric type Pokemon. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button as well. And also, check out my social media links down below. I only have Twitter and Instagram, and as well as a Facebook page. I will leave all that information in the description down below. And all of that is just to give you access to all the behind-the-scenes antics and possibly more interaction with a Togekiss named Terrence. Who knows, though? And I'll leave you with this question. What are your favorite electric-type Pokemon? And don't worry, don't limit yourself to just the Galar region. Just let me know what your favorite electric type of all time is down below. And this has been Pokemon Ranger Nick. Be safe and eat your berries. Welcome back, Rangers. Really, buddy? Hi. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, my dog.